Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Challenge Accepted. And this week we're using another sketch chosen by Nick. And by now you all know that Nick is Shannon's future son-in-law. And she invited him to go through Pinterest and select some sketches. This is another one that I've done recently. And when I did the other one, I looked around I have a stencil that's exactly that kind of 6x8 size, and it has that, and I looked everywhere, cannot find it, still haven't found it. So I used another stencil that had radiating lines, and I used a white pen on a black background. So it was very different looking from what I'm doing today. Today, I'm going with color. All the colors, every color, and I'm using I think everything I'm using, just about, is, from a paper perspective, is Vicki Boutin's Color Study. I've got the 6x8 pad here. I've got the alphas there. I'm going to put those aside. And I have the 12x12 pad. So I've pulled, I'm going to leave this in view here and tell you that I have fussy cut. There are two tags here. I've fussy cut this image of a clipboard and some grid sheets for the shorter tag. And then I'm going to make a longer tag out of this purple paper, and I'm going to try to be sure and get I love this kind of painty looking mixed media. I love this whole piece of paper, just because it's purple. I thought about doing the polka dots back here, but I want to fussy cut all three of these other images, and I do have another sheet of this, or maybe two, so I wouldn't have to save it, but I thought that this this paper with the lines on it would kind of be nice for that. So let me just let me finish telling you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that aside, so I'm not going to use it. There is in the sketch a piece of grid paper, and I'm going to use this left side of this sheet as my grid. And let me go ahead, I will go ahead and cut that now, because that's one I can cut. And maybe, now I'm going to go ahead and cut it. And I'm just going to use it the size that it comes out. So there's there's that piece. And let me go ahead and make that tag. I'm gonna let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this 3 inches, and I'll do that. And I'm gonna just make it simple and notch the ends by doing that. And I'll get my handy dandy hole punch here and do that. And I don't think I have any ribbon at my table today, so this is going to be one of those rare instances where I put nothing through that hole. So there's that, and I think that'll kind of look good on that background. My photo, I guess, is the next thing that I'm going to consider in all of this. My photo is of these ducks, and you've probably seen me scrap these ducks over the years. They're the same ducks, I think. This is a little lake that's across the street from our neighborhood swimming pool, and the pool's not open yet. They actually it is open. You can go in, but it's too cold. The there's kind of a deck that goes out over the water. And when I walked up the other day, I see them every day on my walk. When I walked up the other day, this one didn't even bother to leave his perch there. So I was able to get pretty close. And this is another one that's on kind of, I don't know, a utility block. It may, at one time when the neighborhood was built, this may have been a fountain, but it kind of sticks up out of the water, and they like to sun themselves on that. So this guy stood up and kind of showed his profile here, which I thought was cute. And I used a filter that was available yesterday in the Prisma app. It was the daily filter called Cactus, and I love it, and I've used it on a couple other photos that I'm going to use on my next layout, and I just really like the effect that it has. It really intensifies and accents that wood grain, and it kind of, the water is a little, you know, like green lake water, nothing particularly attractive, actually. And where the sun was shining, of course, it was yellower. So here, it just intensified the yellow up in here and kind of added some blue to the water down here, which I thought made it really pretty. And it matched the color of these Muscovy ducks. Okay, so enough about that photo. And I take pictures of the ducks, whether they're swimming or sunning or whatever. I have a million pictures of them. And it's just, especially now, because John used to be with me when we go look at the ducks, and he enjoyed it so much. I kind of did it. I take pictures of them for him. So now in this, there's this circular element. So I've got right here this circular element, and I'm going to actually fussy cut that. I'm going to cut it on the inside line, and then I'm going to distress it. And I'm saving the paper that I'm cutting off, because it's gorgeous, and I can die cut something from it. And then this orange on the other side is gorgeous too. And I mean, you just don't want to put any of that in the recycle bin. Okay, and this is great because this double-sided pattern paper, if you distress, you know, it's got a white core, and the distressing shows, especially if you put it on a dark background. And I haven't chosen my background yet, so you're going to help me do that, or at least watch me go through my crazy thought process in doing that. Okay, so that's that, and I'm probably going to turn it over because I want some of that orange to show. I may tear a little spot there, and I'll tear another spot here, and do that. Okay. I especially want that orange to show where that's against the blue and the purple, because they contrast so nicely. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. And I have no idea, the relative sizes haven't entered my mind. I have not measured or thought about anything. So for the radiating lines, I'm going to go with this, and I'm just going to cut the polka dotty part off and let this, and save it, of course, and let this paper be the that radiating element that, you know, forces your eyes towards the photo. Okay, so now I think I have everything. Do I want to let's, I never, at least I try not to, just distress one element. I take similar elements, like in this case, all the accents papers. Like I won't distress the tags, but I think I will distress this piece of grid paper that's going to be behind the photo. And of course I'm going to put things at different elevations. I'll use foam behind some and foam for elements on top of others, and so that gives me some varying elevations to add embellishments and tuck them in different ways, so they're not just stacked on top of one another. If I have any secret to embellishment clusters, it's that I like to use those varying elevations, and that gives me different opportunities to tuck things in different places. Okay, so I've got everything but the background. I think I'm done with this pad, so we're going to go through this pad and see what would make a good background. We've got that paper in. That would have been a good background to substitute in, and I'm not beyond doing that, letting, you know, Vicki Booten do all the work and then put my photos and build the clusters on top of this and let that be the radiating lines and the circular element. Ooh, that's kind of pretty. This is kind of what I'm looking for, in that it's a kind of a subtle design. That's good too. I'm using a lot of contrasting colors. I don't know that I want, I mean, that would stand out. So that's on the list. This one, this green is very different from the minty sort of green that's in here. So I think I'm not going to use that. This is not what I'm looking for. And I have a lot of purple elements in there, so I'm going to use purple as an accent. That would be very nice. So that's on the list. So we have that kind of magenta color and that one. This one may be too pink. That one, again, the wrong color green. Not going for the polka dots. The pink is nice. Ooh, well, you know, we could do black, because there's a lot of, the black point is high in there. The yellow star is not what I'm going for. Ooh. Okay. Houston, I think we found. I am going to, as you saw, there's going to be a colorful element, a couple colorful elements. Let's see if I can do that. And I'm going to let this kind of cut through those. I like that, except I think I'm going to turn it upside down. So I'm going to go with this paper, because the purple accents will really show up. Look at all of this goodness. I could have fussy cut any of those tags and would have been wonderful. Okay, let me put that off to the side. What I did do already is I fussy cut some flowers to sub in for the feathers that are here. Although feathers might have been nice on a page about ducks. So let me put that off. Let me cut this and then we can start scrapping. Some of you may have seen my video, my unboxing of my Dottie About Flair, or DAF as we Dottie people call it. And I've taken them out of all the glassine bags and just kind of mixed them up here. There's my little logo piece with a note from Adam Westwood, who is Scrappy Adam. And I kind of combed through here and pulled a few. This is my little embellishment plate. This or this may be my title. If I use both of them, I can kind of pick. This heart was on the floor when I walked over to pick up my supplies, so I'm going to try to use it. But I thought I'd use this in place of those feathers and then try to maybe layer these, which I cut into when I cut this out. Maybe I'll do it this way and then kind of do like that. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see how that works. And I pulled out, there's several things here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the pink duck or the purple duck. If I use the purple duck, I probably won't use the purple heart. I found on that walk where I photographed these, I found this rather attractive looking washer. It's a, I don't know, bronze, I suppose, washer on the road. And I picked it up and kind of cleaned it up. So I want to use that on the page just because it's a memento from that walk. And I've got, since we've got grids being repeated in a couple places, I've got this green grid. I have other colors of the grid. Here's an aqua and an orange, and there's purple, there's yellow. I kind of like that. So I'll just kind of put those out as possibles, and I'll put my bowl aside. Okay, I've turned it upside down. Oh, and the glassine bags that my Flair came in have incredible little pre-torn pieces of washi tape, and I'm thrilled because Adam Westwood tore those, one of my favorite scrappers ever in the history of scrapping. He tore these pieces of washi tape. And this one's a really beautiful rose gold, and I like the design, so I'm going to try to fit that in, and it's going to sub in for, where's my original now, my sketch. It's going to sub in for the little arrows that are here. And then I've pulled out, I've got some green sequins that have some teal and various colors of green in there. So this is a mix I made myself by what had fallen into a box out of some containers, and there's everything in here. There's even some coppery color pinkish ones, and if I can pull a few of those, that would actually look nice with that washi tape. Okay, so this is how I'm gonna arrange this. Let's just get started. I'm gonna do this right here. I'm gonna kind of, let's see if that, that works, and my florals are gonna go right here, so it'll cover the fact that that's the straight edge from the pad. Okay, so that's okay with me. I'm gonna go ahead, since I like where it is, I'm just gonna kind of tack it down there. And then this, I'm going to actually move this down a bit. Or maybe I'll just leave it like that. And what I might do is, I don't really want to lose all of this. I like that. And this way I can kind of see which one of these I want to use. I could go with this where they fan out more, or I could go with this. And you know I'm preferring this because there's more there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go with that. Okay, and is there something on the other side that I could use as a... Nah, I don't think so. I'm gonna use that for another layout. So what I want to do now is get the, I'm going to put some foam behind here, and because I moved things over on my table, my foam ended up, okay, so I have to cut a little bit off the end. My foam ended up kind of out of reach, but let me see where I'm going to put it. I think I'm going to do that where it just kind of hits the edge of that, and I'll put this right here. So let me kind of tack that down, make sure it's parallel. Okay, and on double-sided papers, don't you almost hate putting adhesive on some of them? It hurts my brain. I'm gonna get rid of this little strip right there. It kind of looks a little, I don't know, goofy against the white. So get this. There. Okay. And I know this is going to tuck in under there. Let me see, let me make sure that I'm not losing any of the photo. The photo needs to be backed with foam as well. But I'll leave some margin around so that I can tuck things. But I actually want to mat the photo before I, would that orange mat look good? It's not quite, the strip is not quite wide enough. Do that. Let's see what we have enough of here. That's floral. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to do this. I'm going to mat the upper part of it with a different paper from the bottom part of it. And I'm matting not because I felt like it needed to be matted. Now see, that's not long enough that way. Let's go with this gold. And I will just kind of move it over to here and let a little bit of the gold show on the other side of the purple, because there's no point pretending that I didn't use different pieces of paper. Different slices there. Okay. And similarly, I'll leave a little bit of that there. Now I'm going to do the mat. And I'm going to place it down like this, I think. And I'm glad I didn't put this in. Okay, that's good. And that tells me that maybe these guys need to be down under here instead of as part of that. Okay, that works. Let's get this down. And I'm actually going to I'm going to put more foam under them here, give them a double layer because they're on this, which is supported by foam. So this will go there. Okay, and that fully supports that. This I'm going to put just against this layer there, but the flower part is going to have some foam so that it kind of sticks up, and I'll do some curling there. Let me do that. I'll curl the leaf in and kind of curl that, and it sticks up. Okay, there. Now this I will put directly on the blue paper at that level. This one I'm going to put a little bit of foam kind of again up towards the top. I'll let it go like that. Okay, so I kind of like how it's shaping up. I've got this tag now. It's of course too long, or is it? I could do it that way and this one this way. Actually, this one needs to go over here, and this one could go right there. I'm losing that entirely though. So let's cut this back. And maybe it'll be the short one because I want that grid to show, and I can let it overlap there. And here I can lay this one over the photo because it doesn't really hide anything. Okay, so again, I will put a little foam up towards the top so that it up there. That, and then if I wanted to put ribbon through that later, I could always. Let me put a strip of foam definitely on the top of this one, and then I'll let it overlap the photo there. So there, don't want it to stick until I'm ready for it to stick. Okay, there. And I think I have the major elements. This gives me a grid space to do some journaling, and the journaling on there is is going to be about how we kind of did those walks. And so I'll do it off camera. I'm going to use this washi tape, kind of looking like it's holding this on, and I'll journal around it. I'll let it be there. And I may use this Good Vibes Only on top of it. The problem with that is I almost need some foam under the washi tape. And let's see how that works. Let's see if that is doable. I'm overlapping something that's propped up on foam, so we'll see if I can. Oh, that works. I thought maybe it wouldn't, since the piece of foam, and I can maybe even curl that back a bit just to make it look, you know, kind of torn and casual. And this Good Vibes Only bit can go like that, and as long as it's fully across, I'm gonna let it go across the center. It has the washi tape on both sides of it. It kind of draws attention to it. And I think this Good Vibes Only came from, all of this Vicki Boutin stuff is in my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit. And I think this Good Vibes Only and Sunshine State of Mind are ephemera from another, well, from Sunkissed. And I'm not using the florals from Sunkissed because I wanted to fussy cut the ones that kind of perfectly matched. I think I won't use this Sunshine State of Mind. I think the Good Vibes Only is plenty. I like this heart. But first, let's see where I'm going to put my duck and which duck I'm going to use. Do I want the purple one? Maybe right there, or here, or do I want the pink one? I think I'm going to go with the pink one and maybe kind of tuck it right there, or do I want to tuck it here and let it be the center of that yellow flower? I like that. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do here is use some foam tape. This Dottie About Flair. I'm just so excited because when Natalie Nelson, whom you may know from For the Love of Pretty Paper and all of her just amazing work over on in the UK groups, I didn't tuck it, I overlapped it, but I still did use it as the center of that flower. So now I'm thinking, let's see, maybe this is a good spot for the black. This is a gift from Adam. From a Bramble Fox collection. I may put it let it overlap the duck. Or is it, am I using it wrong? I'm using it, okay, I like it better this way. So I'm going to put a little bit of this foam tape on one side and let it prop up beside the duck, and I may need more than one bit of foam tape. Yes, I do. Anyway, when Natalie started her little company, she wanted to keep it, you know, kind of small and personal, and she wasn't shipping to the U.S. And so I lurked, you know, joined the group where I could lurk and watch all the designs, and every month I checked the albums in there, and I just absolutely fell in love with everything I saw. Do I want to layer that one under there? I think I do. My road washer. So I finally decided a couple months ago to ask her if I covered all the postage ahead of time, and, you know, if it was a one-off kind of thing, and I went back and did an order from some previous releases and so forth, would she ship to the U.S.? So she told me some changes were in the works and they'd be announced soon, and I should wait. So I did. Okay, now I've got the grid pieces here and this purple heart. The heart, I think, could go right in there. So let me do that. And then she told me that she was actually turning things over to someone, and I waited for the reveal to find out that it was Adam, and I couldn't have been more thrilled. He'd been using the flare in his layouts and was on Natalie's design team, and in fact, it was Natalie who discovered and encouraged him. Okay, I think I'm going to go with the yellow grid and maybe kind of slide it in under here. I wanted to use 3 pieces of flare. This is my very first layout with Dottie About flare. So I'm thrilled. Okay, I'm going to put it kind of at, oh no, I don't want to put it. Okay, so I like that. 1, 2, 3, it's in a triangle, so I think I'm good there. And I didn't use the heart. I wanted to, in the original, there are some small pieces here and here. And so I think I may let this heart anchor the array of sequins I'm going to use up here at the top. Just kind of put it there, and then I'll group some sequins around it. It always works best if you take the backing off. It'll definitely stick better. Okay, now I've got to pull my sequins, and let's see what I can come up with here. There are some purple ones in here, a couple different shades of purple, and there's another one of those little pink ones. Did I get it? Yes, I did. And then one more of those. Let me see if I can coax it out with my tweezer. And now I've lost it. There it was, kind of stuck. get off of there. Oh, I missed it again. This is kind of like those things that you see at the fair where you've got the dragline digger that you're going in and trying to get the prize. That's what this feels like. Okay, I don't know if it's in there. It is. Okay, we'll see. I think I can see 3 of them. So I'm gonna do a little kind of trail of them here, 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 and then on here. And I don't know what colors or what kinds will be where, but we'll figure that out as we go along. So there's 1, and then let's go for there's this pretty lime green here, so I'm gonna pull something very different from that one. I'm gonna go with this lime green, and now I'm gonna put in one of the little pink flowers right here. And then I'm going to take this little tiny purple metallic and put it right there. Kind of a big glob of glue for that little tiny sequin, but I think we're okay. Now I'm going to do another group of them here, 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 and down on the white part. And it'll be just a little bit different group of sequins. And I can see one of the ones I want is this pink. That's kind of a one-off in there. Not quite sure how it got in there, but like I said, this is a kind of some that spilled. I'm going to put the pink up here on the grid paper, the white grid paper, and then take that one just because it happened to stick to my tweezer and fell on the table here. And I've got a purple right here. Whoops, there was a green underneath that purple, so I'm going to go with the, I'll leave the green there, and I'll put the purple there. I've got one of those tiny pink flowers. I was looking, okay, and I'm going to put it there on top of the green, where I think it'll contrast. And then something down here, I thought maybe, there's a tiny teal colored sequin, this one right here. And it's a different teal from the kind of greener teal. This one's bluer, that's in the pattern, but it's close enough. Okay, and let me get the rest of these in here, and I think we're done. I think I used the colors I wanted to, and I'm close enough to the original. There's in the original there is a banner up here, and you know what? I've got a scrap of paper that I could use. Let me just actually use this small piece of yellow. Let's do that. I'm gonna kind of cut it this way, and then I'll cut it down here. I'll cut up the middle and just cut that off. I'm going to put it right there and use that as an excuse to add a couple more sequins. Let me do this. Right there. Do I want another sequin? Or do I maybe want, let's go with a flower. I'm going to go with this small, mostly black and white flower. And I'll tuck it behind there when I these ducks were actually photographed on my walk yesterday, which was John's birthday. So I'm gonna put the date on it there, and I'll just write April 20th, 2021, and I'll write out the words there. I'll kind of fold some of that back, add to the distressed look, and I'll kind of increase that there. And maybe I'll put one sequin here. So let's see if I can pick, I'm going to do a purple one. If I can get to it, I ought to just say whatever color I come up with. And what I came up with was this kind of holographic, glittery looking green. And that's fine with me. Okay, I'm done. Thank you for your patience. I had an alpha ready and a different title, but this Good Vibes Only works because I was probably crying through most of the walk, and then when I saw the ducks and walked over, and this guy kind of stayed there and let me approach. Yeah, just kind of switched to Good Vibes Only. So I think that's an appropriate title. And I like that the pink is over on the pink tag. And I love the purple heart. I love the pink duck, which is the exact same color as that flower. And this yellow gold is the same color as these yellows that kind of pop out from there. That was John's kind of favorite color, stop sign yellow. So, and if you knew John, he was not a stop sign loud, yellow kind of guy, but he loved that color. I painted a hallway that color at our house in the last house we lived in Texas. And it was, people used to joke that you didn't have to turn a light on in that hallway because the color kind of lit it up. Okay, so here's the sketch, and here's this. So challenge accepted and completed and ready to roll. So thank you for watching. See you next Thursday for challenge accepted. And I'm sure it'll be another fun sketch from Nick. Okay, so there. I like it. It's different. As I look at it now, I'm seeing that maybe the photo needs to be straightened. I've lined it up against these grid lines, which I thought I was really smart for doing that. Okay. I'm gonna go with it. I'm good. I don't notice it, do you? I can take the photograph and mess with it so that when I put it online, everybody will think it's great. And only you and I'll know that it's slightly off kilter, but then so am I, so it's all good. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.